would have two recordings. Okay, so you guys said that we need to make it go all the way to the 100%. So what happened here is, initially the position of the sidebar is 0. So if we were to do 100% on sidebar after clicking the button, so it's gonna go 100% right side of its initial position. We want it to be on its initial position, so the translate x should be 0% and not 100. Okay, so let's see now. It's on its position, but there's a problem, and the problem is, if I were to click on it again, it's not going to go back. So what should we do? If it's open, we want to close it, and if it's closed, we want to open it.
So
Yeah, think we have discussed this, we have studied this, we have done a lot of projects on this one. Like, I'm actually giving you the answers. If the sidebar is open, close it. If it's not open, open it.
so we have to. It depends on the click, right? On each click.
Yeah, it depends on the click. So it has to be written, the code has to be written inside the click one.
So that's the transform property.
Yeah, we have to change the transform property, but
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be on a condition. So what should we do? We have to put if else. So
We have to put what?
we have to put conditions, if else.
Oh yes, yes.
So I'm gonna say if sidebar dot style dot transform is equals to translate x negative 100%. What would it mean? What would it mean if the translation is negative 100% of the sidebar? It would mean that the sidebar is open or closed if the translation is negative 100%.
It's closed.
Very good, it's closed. So we want
But
to
it would
open.
be technically if it's so it's not on the screen, right?
Yeah, it's not on the screen exactly.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so if
Yeah.
it's negative 100%, we want it to be 0%. So we're just gonna put this one inside the condition. So this one would only execute if the translation is negative 100%. But if
Right.
it's
Right.
not negative 100%, we want to close it. So how do we close it?
Okay.
We need to put the translation back to negative 100%. So how do we do that? Sidebar dot style dot transform back to negative 100%. So translate x negative 100%, and that's it.
So
Okay.
okay. So you're doing sidebar dot style dot transform,
Yeah.
and then translate to negative. So then when it's negative 100%, it moves the sidebar off the screen.
Yes, and if it's 0,
Okay.
it moves it back to its initial position. So if I were to click on it again,
Okay.
it goes back. But it's
Right.
too much
Okay.
work for us for something really simple. Yeah, it's too much work.
Yeah.
So let's do a simple thing. Okay, so this translation negative 100% makes it go off the screen. What makes the sidebar come up on the screen? Which,
The not negative, just 100%, right?
not 100%, 0%. Okay,
Yeah. 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 The
so
transform
what we are
property
going to do
to
is,
0.
we are going to make a
So when
class.
it
Yeah.
my year 2, I'm in class.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So when it's back to 0, it moves the sidebar to like the normal position it's
Yeah.
in. Like it's
Yes.
more visible to us.
Exactly. And if it's negative
Okay.
100%, it makes it go to the left side of the screen. Okay.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to make a class. It can be anything, whatever you want. So I'm going to say show. Okay, I want to make a class with the name of show, and this one, so how is sidebar shown if the translation is 0%? So I'm going to put
Yeah.
the value of transform translate 0. Okay, this one is going to have the translation of 0. So what we are going to tell JavaScript is, if the button is clicked, add this show class inside the sidebar. Okay, so how do we add classes inside an element? So I'm going to say sidebar This we have also discussed. Sidebar, and then we need to get the classes of the sidebar. How do we get that?
We're gonna use the query selector.
No, no, we are going to use class list. This is going to get me the classes of the sidebar. We have discussed about this, right? Or have we not?
Yeah, so it'll be like the sidebar dot show.
Yeah, so we're going to say sidebar.class list is going to get me the class list, and then we need to add the class of this show inside the sidebar. How we do that? Sidebar.classlist.add and then show, and that's it. So what is this going to do is it's going to take the sidebar, gets its classes, and then it's going to add the show class inside it. So if I were to click on it, it's going to show it,
Yeah,
because show
yeah.
has its translation of 0, but it's not going to go back. That's the problem. But
Yeah.
we can basically target this problem in just a single line. Instead of using add, we can just use toggle. So because basically what this toggle refers to, it's a built-in function again. It means,
Toggle?
yeah, toggle. So basically what it means is, if the sidebar has the class of show in it, remove it. But if it doesn't have the show class, add it. So basically this
Okay.
toggle is doing the if else for us. So what is this toggle saying? If sidebar, the classes of the sidebar has the show class inside it, remove it. But if it doesn't have it, add it.
So in the toggle, it's the if and else.
Yeah, it's the if and else, but it's basically kind of like build it. So it
Okay,
basically
got it.
reduces the hassle of using if and else and
Okay. So it kind of like just automatically puts our if and else for us,
yeah, yeah, exactly.
rather us manually putting it.
Yes, yes, exactly.
Oh, okay, got it, got
So
it.
before that we had like around 5 to 6 lines to do this simple task, and now we can do
Yes.
that only by using this toggle. So if it
Yeah,
doesn't
and I'm so sorry, but can you just explain this to me one more time? I understand it, but I just want a more
yeah, yeah,
clear
totally, totally,
understanding.
totally, totally fine. Okay, so let me first go back to where we were before in order to see why we are using this.
Okay.
Okay, so this was the logic we built previously. What we said here is, if the sidebar has the transformation of negative 100%, it means it's off the screen and we want to see it. So what we did is we used the translation of 0 in order to show it. So if it doesn't have the translation of negative 100%, it means it's being shown and we want to hide
Mm-hmm.
it. So in the else block we put negative 100% to make it go back to the initial position. It was
Mm-hmm.
working fine, but the only problem was that it's too much code for a simple task. Let me, I think someone's here. So it was too much work for a simple task.
Yeah.
So which thing is making the sidebar appear on the screen? It was this translation x of 0. Okay, so what
Yes,
we did
yes.
is we just made a class. Let's say I'm going to make a class a different name. Let's say I'm going to say show sidebar. Okay, I'm gonna
So
say
when the sidebar was hidden, then it was transform, translate negative 100%
yeah, and if
off.
it's
Okay.
being shown, it's transform translate
0.
x 0. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
So in the show sidebar class, we're just gonna say transform translate x back to 0. So whenever the sidebar has this show sidebar class present inside its classes, it means that the sidebar is going to show itself. Okay, let's test it out. Let's test it out.
Okay.
So at the moment, it does this sidebar have the show sidebar class present or not? Do we see?
Yes.
No, no, show sidebar.
Shows no.
No. So let's add it. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna add a show sidebar class inside it. What would happen? The show sidebar class, look, it's gonna do what? It's gonna show us the sidebar. Why is that? Because show sidebar has the transformation of 0%. So
0.
whenever the sidebar has a transformation of 0%, it's going to show the sidebar.
Yeah.
So if you were to remove it, it's going to go back to the left side of the screen. So we need to do it programmatically, like we need to program this inside this button. So how can we do that? It's really simple. First of all, since we
Yeah,
want to
Layla?
add, is there a question? Is there a question?
No.
Okay, so since we want to add a class inside this sidebar div, we need to get the classes of this sidebar. So how do we get the classes of something? We say sidebar, or whatever the element name is, dot class list. So this line is going to get me all the classes of this element. Okay, so basically all of these classes is going to be inside this line. So after getting the classes, we need to basically add this class inside the sidebar. So how do we do that? Dot add and then show sidebar. So when we
Google?
click on this button, on this open BDN, it's going to add the show sidebar class inside the sidebar. It's going to add it, but it's not going to make it go back because it's already added. What we want to do is, if the side show sidebar class is added, we want to remove it. If it's not added, we need to add it. Simple. So instead of adding, this add is just adding the class. It's not basically removing and adding both at the same time. We can use toggle. So what this toggle is going to do is, if the show sidebar class is present inside the sidebar, it's going to remove it, and if it's not present, it's going to add it. So basically it's toggling, just like we toggle the switch on and off. If the switch is on, we toggle it into to off. If it's off, we toggle it into on. So basically it's like switching your lights on and off. So this toggle is doing the exact same thing. If it's present, if this class is present, it's going to remove it. If it's not present, it's going to add it.
So
Let's
it
test
just
it.
removes and adds classes?
Yeah,
Okay.
it just removes the class if the class is added. If it's not added, it adds it. So let's test it out. Is
So
it?
you know how we use show, right?
Yeah.
For as a class?
Just
So toggle can remove it and add it if we just use like toggle and then what?
Yeah, it removes and add it, but there's a condition. It would
Okay.
remove it if it's already present. It's gonna add it if it's not present. Okay, so
Okay.
basically it has a condition. If the class is present, it's gonna remove it. If it's not present, it's gonna add it. So let's test it
Okay.
out. Yeah, working perfect. Okay, so this was a simple project. Let's do a complex one, and this would be last one. So what this is, let me see. Let's see. There was some really good examples. No, we can see it here. Let's say, let me think. There was an example where we have. Okay, so I don't remember the exact website, but what we want to do is, it'll be interesting, like really interesting. So I need you to get the idea of the project. In the screen we are gonna have a button. Okay, it's gonna say, wait, I think, let me show you what do you want to do. Look, we want to do this. If I were to click on a button, something appears from top of the screen, like it slides in from the top of the screen. If I were to click on close, it's gonna go back. So this is what we want to do. Okay, is it clear what we want to do?
Yeah.
Okay, so this thing is called a model.html. Let me put this bootstrap as well, because we are going to need it. It's quite simple. Okay, and I need you to participate in it. So we just need a button at the moment. So the class will bdn, let's say dark this time. Let's say w25 mx auto. Why are we putting mx auto on it? Why are we putting mx auto on it?
So it could be centered.
Yeah, but the only thing is, it's not gonna be in the center. Why is that? Why is it not in the center? Because button is an inline element. we need to make it block.
Blocked.
Yeah, so let's say my5. Perfect, we have this model. Okay, so now if you were to look closely at this, can you see this black layer beneath this model? Yeah, so we need to first get this black layer. So I'm gonna make a div and I'm gonna call it underlay. Underlay, and I'm gonna make it min vh 100, bg dark, or maybe let's say bg danger for the moment, and w 100, position fixed, so we can make it fixed, and let's say top 0. All of these are coming from bootstrap. Okay, yeah, we have it, but again this is interfering with my button, so we need this button to be on the top, always on the top. So we can target this underlay, let's say underlay, and we are going to give it a z index of -1. Perfect. Okay, now we have the underlay. Let's give it a color, and I'm going to say background. And how do we give this color of where we can see the background from it? Like, what was the color where we can see the background? We have done this in Arsha, I guess.
Transparent.
Yeah, how do we get the transparent colors? There was that specific property, it was called RGB and then A.
RGBA.
Yeah, so you want to have a black color, so 000 and then this. Yeah, let's remove this VG danger. Perfect. Now we need to have this overlay content inside the underlay. So inside the underlay we're gonna have overlay, and I'm gonna give it a BG of white, padding of 5, and yeah, let's say h1, and I'm gonna say this is my model. Yeah, perfect. Let's decrease the width, so I'm gonna say call lg4. What does it mean? What does call lg4 refers to? Yeah, the large word. Yeah, and what is, yeah, the columns on the large screen should be 4 out of 12. Good, so it's gonna have a 4 column width out of 12. Then we're gonna say call md6, and let's say call 8 maybe, and then mx sorter, because we want it to be in the center. But we need this model to be in the center of its parent. So what are we gonna do? Inside the parent, I'm gonna say deflex, justify content center, and align item center, because we want the children of this underlay, that is this overlay, to be in the center. And perfect. Let's make it a little rounded. Rounded. Okay, or maybe rounded 4. Okay, now comes the fun part. First of all, we need to make this model. Okay, what we want to do is, now this is interesting, I want this underlay to slide from top and this model to slide from the bottom. Is the problem clear? Like, we want the underlay to slide from top after clicking this button, and we want this model to slide from bottom. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, so first we need to get this model, or this model. Okay, we need to get this model down in the screen. How can we do that? We need to get this model out of the screen. We just did it. Let's target the overlay. How do we make the model go down the screen? We just did it.
Down.
No,
Bottom.
no,
Overlay.
no. Just like with the sidebar, just like we did with the sidebar, like how we make it go left.
Transform.
Yeah, transform. So transform, translate on which axis? Think before answering.
Why?
Yeah, why? Good. So how much do we want to translate it? Don't say 100. What if you were to say 100? Why 100? If I were to say, let's say 100%, it's going to go down a bit, but it'll only go down as much as this one has the height. Okay, transformation is always relevant to its own self. So 100% would mean the height of this model and add it to push it to the downwards. Okay, we want it to go more down, so let's say maybe 200%. It's still not going to go outside the screen. 400%, yeah, now it's outside of the screen. Similarly, we want this underlay to go up on the screen, so let's target the underlay. So underlay and transform, translate y. We need to make it go up. Negative or positive? Should it be negative or positive?
No. Negative?
Negative. So 100%. Like whatever the width or whatever the height of this underlay is, make it go up. Perfect. What happened here? Because the model was relevant to its parent, it's moving according to its parent. So let's make it go more down. So maybe let's say 1000%. Yeah, now it's outside of the screen. Okay, let's put transition of on both of them. Transition all 0.5 seconds. Perfect. Yeah. Now what we want to do is, when I click on this button, I want the model to come from top to bottom. So we need to have JavaScript. Okay, what is the first question we need to ask ourselves? What do we need to? What do we need to? What was the first question?
What do we need to find?
Yeah, we need to work on this button, the underlay and overlay. So let bdn is equals to document dot query selector and then dot bdn. Let's get the underlay. That underlay is equals to document. What happened? Document dot query selector and then dot underlay. Okay, we have everything we need. Now we need to get an event listener on this bdn. So what should we do? Bdn dot add event listener. And which event listener do we need to listen for?
The click?
The click. Good. I'm gonna say again, it's a really simple project, so I want you to answer me. So when I click on this button, I want my model to slide from top to bottom. At the moment, this model has the, where is it? Yeah, it has a translation y of negative 100%. So which property do I need to change in order to make it show itself? Just like with the sidebar. Just like with the
The
sidebar.
transform?
Yeah, the transform. So what was it? Underlay dot style dot transform. Transform is equals to translate. How much? 0%. Back to 0%. That is its initial position. And if I were to click now, yeah, perfect. It's moving. Why isn't the model coming up? Why isn't the model coming up?
You did under?
Yeah, we haven't done the overlay. I'm going to say overlay dot style dot transform back to its initial position. And what is the initial position?
0.
0. Good. So translate y back to 0. And if I were to click it, now that's really good. I'm going to click it again. If I were to do it again. Okay, one last thing and then we are done with today's class. If I were to click on it again, it should make it go back. How can we do that? And again, I'm gonna say we just did it.
Can we get rid of the transform?
Yeah, we're gonna do the translate of negative 1000 and negative 100 again. How can we do that? Yeah, we use the toggle. Yeah, without if and else, because if and else is gonna be a drag because it's a lot of work for a simple thing. So I'm gonna make a class show, and both of these things, like if we want to see something, if we want to show it, we just need to remove the translation of the negative and we just need to put the translation of 0. So both of these should have a class of show. So I'm gonna make a class of show, and this one is gonna have a transform translate y of 0. And then we can simply do what, instead of all of this, we can just say underlay and then get in the classes of underlay, and then we can simply toggle. Which class do we need to toggle? Show. If it's present, remove it. If it's not present, add it. We need to do it with an underlay, and similarly we need to do it with overlay. Dot toggle, and which class do we need to toggle? The show one. And that's it. Look, and we have a perfect animation in place. But there's one last thing, and I'm not gonna do it, you have to do it. If I were to click in this button, that's good, open model. What should this text say now? What should the button say now?
Close model.
Close.
Yeah, it should say close model. And that is your homework. The first homework, and you don't have to do this a simple model, it should have a lot of content inside it. Similarly, you have to search for cheesiest. Okay, search for cheesiest, and I want you to create this sidebar, not the whole website, just the sidebar, and it should be exactly like this, like the designing and the colors and everything. Okay, this is your first task. The second task is this, but this one should also be like it should be content rich. You should have a good a picture, a text and a heading and stuff like that. And this button should say open model if it's not open, if the model is not open, and if it's opened it should say close model. Any questions?
No.
Okay, inshallah, our next class would be the final class for JavaScript, and inshallah in the next class we are going to start a project that is going to utilize everything we have studied until now: HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap, like everything we have discussed. Like it's going to be a mega project, you can think of it like a mega project. Okay, so inshallah after doing that project yourselves as well, you can call yourselves like an intermediate, you can call yourself advanced front end developers. Okay, inshallah. But before that,
Okay.
this assignment is really important and you have to do it. I'm going to upload it on the portal as well, and I'm going to check the previous assignments as well. Okay, so if there's no
Okay.
questions, you guys can
No.
leave. Thank
Is your
you.
baby good? How is your baby?
Yeah, he's really good, mashallah, alhamdulillah.
Oh,
That's
that's
good.
good.
Yeah.
Mashallah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum
Thank
Allah
you.
salam. Thank you
Hafiz.
very much. Thank you. Jazakallah. Allah Hafiz.